What is up, PC superstars, and how are you all doing today? I hope you are all having or going to have an amazing day and night. Now here we are about to play our first, well not our first, our second Tavern Brawl. We did level the mage to level 20, and now we have to level the hunter to level 20. So let's try and win a game as the hunter now. And one of the great things about Tavern Brawl is that any player can join it as long as you reach level 20 with a certain class. It gives you a free pack on your first victory, and you don't necessarily need a certain deck or any cards depending on the Tavern Brawl, and that is very great for new players because it gives you a very different environment. It lets you do different combinations, it lets you level up classes, and it lets you experience the game in a more fun way instead of just being competitive all the time. So it's a good way to blow off some steam or to kill some time when you want to do something that is not too important, because you might have to go somewhere or you know that you will not be playing for a long time, so you do not want to disrupt maybe, let's say, a match. So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking for early game minions that can have a very strong impact in this game. And we don't have any one cost minion. Harvest Golem is really good, but I'm gonna just get this guy just to make it a little bit harder for him, just in case he does get any really good minion. I want it to take an extra turn for him to actually develop it. So we are gonna use mana Wraith next turn, and then turn 3 we're gonna pretty much just use 3 Raven Idols to try and get 3 really good minions that could follow up the curve in which everything cost 1 mana more. Hopefully he did not get something like Northshire Cleric. Alright, he's actually using Raven Idol. Well, he's coining out another Raven Idol, and that's rare to me because I don't see too many people using coin to use the same spell again in turn 1. I would save the coin necessarily to summon out a minion 1 turn ahead that could have a very strong impact in the game. Let's say I'm on turn 7 and Ragnaros is the card I have in my hand. I would save the coin to have a turn 8 minion on turn 7 that could drastically change the game, instead of using it on turn 1 where the game is not set in stone on who will be the winner, I want to say. So we're going to continue looking for minions here. Death Lord is a very good minion. It's a humongous taunt, and it does fit into our curve perfectly. Hopefully we get a 4 mana drop. Gorilla Bot, it's alright, but we do not have a taunt for it, and that's the only, well, not a taunt for it, but we do not have a mech for it, and that's the only downside to it. So I'm actually gonna go with the Devil Sword here, just to have a late game minion that is going to require the priest to basically remove it. And we're gonna add this 6 mana drop to our board because it gives us 2 bananas, and bananas can actually make a huge difference in this game. So we have a turn 4, we need a turn 5, we need a turn 6, and we need a turn 7 basically. And we're going to be able to drop Death Lord here. I don't necessarily want to run the mana Wraith into it because it's going to lose Divine Shield regardless, just going into the Death Lord. If he has something like Shadow Word Death or Shadow Word Pain, I believe it's Shadow Word Pain, it's not going to be able to summon out any minion for him because all he has is spells. That is why Death Lord is so great in this game, and Mana Wraith overall is such a great minion to put out because it delays everything and it just messes up his curve greatly, while we adapt since it is our minion and we know what we're doing, and he could as well adapt just like us and develop a pretty strong board, but we're just hoping that it works out in our favor instead of his. But as I was saying before, Tavern Brawl to me is the greatest feature to come to Hearthstone because it's just something different, and it lets new players play competitive in Tavern Brawl if they choose to, and at the same time they do not need all the cards. They can level up classes, and they do all of it while having fun. And if any of you are out there who want to play Tavern Brawl and are just starting the game, I would advise you to use the mage, go into the inn, beat every single class in the inn, even your own as a mage, then go on expert AI, beat every class on expert, and you'll be around level 10 or 12 by then. After that, what you need to do is basically, go into play and go into casual and just start playing matches and trying to level up. We're gonna get the spider tank here because it plays perfectly into our curve. We need it for a 4 mana drop, and with mana wraith on the board, we're able to drop a spider tank for 4 mana instead of 3, and it played perfectly into our hand because we did need 4 mana crystals to be spent, and we did not have enough raven idols to spend all of our mana efficiently. And we could actually fish out for a spell if we want to in a couple of seconds. So he gets fencing coach. That's not too strong of a minion here. Deathlord will take care of it without a problem, and we could start looking for some spells. So I'm actually gonna start looking for a minion here instead of a spell. I'll maybe use a spell for the last 2 cards, and Summoning Stone is such a great card to get, especially something to drop down next turn. I really like Recombobulator as well, as we could recombobulate, let's say, that 8 drop into something better. Summoning Stone could have a strong impact, but I think it's a little bit too slow for our current board and our current minions and our current hand. It's a little bit too slow. We will only get, I want to say, 1 drops. Web Spinner is great here. Infested Wolf is better although, and let's see what we can get as a spell from Raven Idol here. So we get Feign Death, which is not gonna help us at all. Explosive Trap might be very good here. Feign Death will actually help us next turn if we want to use it, but we most likely are not gonna use it. We're gonna get Explosive Trap, and we're gonna go for another spell and just attack with our minions and use Steady Shot. So we're gonna use Infest because the wolf is gonna give us about 2 spiders that are 1/1, and what that does, it allows us to basically infest all of the minions on the board if the spider dies, and it gives us 2 extra beasts to our hand. So this guy is definitely not playing the way he wants to because of this guy, and the fact that it's blocked off or protected by a 2/4 taunt is really hurting him in trying to kill it. I bet you he's probably looking for Shadow Word Pain as hard as possible in order to remove this guy, because if he doesn't remove it anytime soon, it's pretty much game over for him, whether he wants to admit it or not. Alright, so we have 2 1/1s here, or +1/+1 for each banana, and he's at 16 health, and that right there must have been definitely a card he was looking for, as it definitely helps him out a lot. But the one problem that he does encounter now is we do have the 8 mana drop, which dropped from 9 mana because he killed the mana wraith, and it's gonna work perfectly in our favor. So this guy is gonna have a really hard time pretty much trying to pull this game out, and this might be our first Tavern Brawl victory, and the fact that I caught it on video is very exciting. I do have most of the packs that you get from achievements and most of the gold, so the video is going to be coming up soon on that. It is most likely going to be coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to be opening all the packs as well. The only pack that I'm currently missing is the Android tablet, and that is because my tablet that was from Android actually broke. The flat screen, or the screen in general, does not work anymore, so unfortunately I haven't been able to get the tablet achievement, but hopefully I do. So let's just buff up this Devil Sword and pretty much destroy this guy. So this was a pretty fun game, pretty fun Tavern Brawl game. We actually managed to strategically play in our favor, even though we had a minion that could easily be more beneficial to the opponent depending on how the opponent plays, and it's a minion that usually sets back your hand, but if you play perfectly into it, you can have a really good game as we just did. So as always guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to join the PC superstars. And as always, guys, I want you all to have a great day and night. Stay positive, keep on grinding, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, PC superstars.